Good afternoon, one and all. Today we will going to discuss about the antenna array part second. For this part, we will going to discuss about the next type of the antenna, which is called as the Chebyshev type of the antenna. Chebyshev array. This type of the antenna, Chebyshev type of the antenna, is basically it will be developed in DOLT proposed in 1946, and the method of designing array with any desired side lobe level and any half power beamwidth. This method is based on the approximation of the pattern of an array by Chebyshev polynomial of order m high enough to meet the requirement for the side lobe level. Here is the Chebyshev array. This is a DCA with no side lobes and the side lobe level at the minus infinity dB, so that it will be reduced to binomial design. For this point, we will going to discuss about the Chebyshev polynomial. The Chebyshev polynomial of the order m is defined by, that is the Tm of z. That equation is able to provide it. And with the help of the equation number 15.16, the Chebyshev polynomial of any order m can be derived via the recursion formula. And by using the recursion formula, it will be able to provide T of m minus 1z and T of m minus 2z are the known. So how to find out that equation, that is the Tm of z, which is equal to 2z T of m minus 1z minus T of m minus 2z, which is the next equation. And for the explicitly from the equation number 16, we found that if the m which is equal to 0, then T0 of z which is equal to 1, and if m which is equal to 1, then T1 of z which is equal to z. Hence the equation number 15.17, it will be produced that if the value of the m which is equal to 2, then T2 of z which is equal to 2z square minus 1. Then how to find out that equation, we see in detail from the equation number 17. From the equation number 17, the basic equation about that, the Tm of z which is equal to 2z T of m minus 1z minus T of m minus 2z. And from that equation m which is equal to 2, then T2 of z which is equal to 2z T 2 minus 1 z minus 2 minus 2 0 means T0 of z. But we know that the T1 of z which is equal to z and T0 of z which is equal to 1, we have substitute that value here, and to find out that the 2z of T1z which is equal to z, then 2z into z 2z square. From that equation here, 2z square minus 1, here is the minus 1. Similarly, m which is equal to 3, we have to be substitute the m which is equal to 3, then 2z T of 3 minus 1 means T2 of z minus T2 minus 2 0 of z, and T0 which is equal to, basically it will be able to provide it T1 of z, means here is the T minus 2 means 1, and T1 of z which is equal to z, means finally of this equation T3z T of z which is equal to 4z cube minus 3z. Before that, the equation is that 2z square minus 1 minus z. Hence we multiply the 2 inside the bracket, then 4z cube minus 2z minus z, and 4z cube minus 2 minus z which is equal to minus 3z. In this way, we have remaining equation we have to find out, that is the m which is equal to 4, m which is equal to 5. Then after that, we find out that if the magnitude of the impedance z is less than or equal to 1, then Chebyshev polynomials are related to the cosine function, and from that cosine function we can always expand the function cos m of x as the polynomial of the cos of x of the order of the m. Suppose m which is equal to 2, then this equation is the cos 2x, and according to the trigonometric function, the cos 2x is given to cos square x minus 1 in the equation number 15.18. The expression for cos m of x can be done by observing its exponential function e raised to j of x into m, and the power of the e should be given as e raised to j mx, and by making the Euler's formula which leads to this equation is cos x plus j sin x raised to m. Means from that equation cos mx plus j sin x, means here is the real part and the imaginary part, and left side of this equation is expanded and its real and imaginary parts are equated to those on the right, and similar relation hold for the hyperbolic cosine function, that is the cos h. Then after that we have to find out that continuously by comparing the trigonometric relation with the expression for the t2z, and for c expanding the Chebyshev polynomial, we see that the Chebyshev argument z is related to the cosine arguments. Then these cosine arguments will be given the z which is equal to cos x, and the x which is equal to cos inverse of z, means here arc cos means it is the inverse of that value, the cos inverse of the z. Then from that equation we have to be written with the reference of the previous equation 15.18, the cos 2 of cos x means cos 2 of x, and x should be given arc of cos z which is equal to 2 cos square z, means cos square z, and z cos square x which is equal to arc cos z bracket raised to square minus 1. Then we written here is the cos 2 arc cos z which is equal to 2z square minus 1 which is equal to 2 t2z, and from that equation we know that the property of the Chebyshev polynomials, and from that polynomials all polynomial of any order m pass through the point 1 1 within the range is starting from -1 to 1, then polynomial have values is within also -1 to 1, then all null occurs within the z is each range z is greater than or equal to 1 or less than or equal to 1, means greater than or equal to -1 and less than or equal to 1. Then the maximum and minimum in the range say is the function of -1 to 1 range. Then higher the order of the polynomial, the stepper and the slope for the magnitude of the z should be greater than 1. Then the Chebyshev array design, for the Chebyshev array design the main goal is to approximate the desired for the array factor with the Chebyshev polynomial such that the side lobe level meets the requirement and the main beam width is the small as possible. See, once again I have to be repeated why to design the Chebyshev array design. The main goal is to approximate the desired array factor with the Chebyshev polynomial such that the side lobe level meets the requirement and the main beam width is the small as possible. An array any element has the array factor is approximated with the Chebyshev polynomial of the order of the m which is less than m is which is equal to m minus 1. Here we see the Chebyshev array design, and the main goal is to approximate the desired the array factor with the Chebyshev polynomial such that the basic requirement for design of this Chebyshev type of the array design of an antenna, the side lobe level meets the requirement and the main beam width is as small as possible. So that here basically here to see that the array of any element has the array factor approximated the Chebyshev polynomial of the order of m which is m which is equal to n minus 1, and in general for the given side lobe level the higher the order m of the polynomial the narrower the beam width, so that here requirement is the beam radiation pattern is as narrow as possible, and however the m is greater than the 10. In previous case in my previous video in broadside array it is limited up to the 10 or less than 10, but here the value of the m should be greater than 10 and the difference is not substantial to see. But the TMZ in the previous figure, the array factor of an any element array is shaped by the Chebyshev polynomial by requiring. So the equation should be given for even and odd part, means the whole total length of an array should be divided into the two parts, that is the tn minus 1z, and here basically even part and odd part, where u which is equal to pi d upon lambda cos theta, and the side lobe levels should be given the r0, and that r0 is the E max upon ESL, that is the array factor for the Akka voltage ratio, which is called as the Akka voltage ratio. And then we require that the maximum of the Tn minus fixed argument should be provided in the equation, and that equation should be given here with the help of, that is the 15.25. Then we corresponds that its impedance should be greater than 1. And then here is the z is in between minus 1 to z0, then z which is equal to cos u. Since that the cos u, this parameter should be greater than or equal to minus 1 to 1, since its limit should be limited up to the minus 1 to the 1, and the relation between the z and cos u must be normalized. Then cos u which is equal to z upon z0, that's why u which is equal to pi d upon lambda cos theta. Then how to design of an DCA of an element in the general procedure. For the expansion of the array factor is given in the equation number 15.5 and 15.6 by replacing each by cos mu in the term which is varying from m which is equal to 1 to up to the m. Then after that, to determine the value of the z0, then the voltage ratio we have to be find Akka voltage ratio. Then we have to be find out the value of the cos u in the array factor in the found in the step 1, and finally we have equate the array factor found in the step number 3 to tn minus 1z and determine the coefficient of the each power of the z. Then the next example, we have seen this example. For that example, we have tried to understand to design the Dolphy-Chebyshev array type of an antenna, where n which is equal to 10 and the element with the major to minor lobe and the ratio r0 is the 26 dB. So we have to be find out here the excitation coefficients and to form the array factor. The solution is the order of the Chebyshev polynomial is given, m which is equal to n minus 1 which is equal to 9, and the array factor of the even number array should be provided. Means from that equation the even number array should be provided there. This equation is summation which is equal to n minus 1 to m a n cos to n minus 1 u, where m which is equal to n by 2. Then with the array factor to see the AF of 2m, m should be provided there, and it will be varying from n which is equal to 1 to 5. Then we have find out the array factor for n which is equal to 0. That's why array factor of 10 we have written a1 means n which is equal to 1 cos 2 minus 1 means here is the 1 means a1 cos u, plus a of 2 means we have substitute n which is equal to 2 in this equation, a2 cos, here is the 2 into 2 4 minus 1 3 u. In this way we return the a3 cos 5u, a4 cos 7u, a5u cos 9u in this way. And to expand the cos mu as a power of the cos u, in the basically we have to be see there in the equation number 15.17 in my previous video. Then cos 3u, cos 5u, cos 7u, cos 9u with the reference to the equation, just remembering you, that is the Tm of z which is equal to 2z m minus 1z minus Tm minus 2z. In that equation we have to be find out here. Then we have to be determine the z0 which is equal to 1.0815 in this way. Then expression for the array factor we have to be find out here, and finally to find the coefficient for matching the power terms and normalizing coefficient we have to be find out here. So finally we have seen the radiation pattern for Chebyshev type of the antenna. Here is the radiation pattern. From here from this video we have tried to understand the Dolby-Chebyshev type of the antenna related to its array factor, mathematical background, and the numerical example. I hope that you like to watch this video. Thanks for watching my video. Please subscribe my channel, and if any query, you write now the comment on my comment page and subscribe this channel. If any query, please you mail me the contact at which is given in a last slide. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day.